within the hour, the first hour, I realized what that was about and why that was a terrific thing for me to do and for anybody to do, but I only thought of myself, of course, at the time. But the wonderful thing was that I could feel when I was centered, when my tailbone was in line, when my feet were up on the foot bar, and that my tailbone was in line with my heels meeting, and that I could get it in line all the way up through, and all the way, and then through the way the head sets back there, that the cervical vertebrae were in line with the rest of the body all the way down. Now I had to really work at that because I wanted to do that. I wanted to shift over to the left and move over to the right. But then when he put tension, that's what's so miraculous to me, and what I discovered very quickly, and I don't know why, I think it was just a gift that was handed to me, the understanding or the realization of how good that would be to be able to lie down in a supine position without body weight over an injured part of the body and still be able to exercise it and to use the muscles in that gimpy leg without having body weight over it. It was so simple too. It seemed so simple.
So I walked in, and he was there with his shorts on and his stuff. And I came in, I sat like this. Well, he looked at me and he blasted me. He went on and on and on about, you're a neat person. Look at the way you're standing. You won't last long. I want you to stand with both feet and don't move. And every time I went, yeah, whoop. And he said something which I appreciate today. He said, as you get older, you're going to need to learn how to stand on both feet equally. And it's true.
I found for me that was truly interesting later on when I looked back on it, was that I was fortunate enough to have Corolla, Romana, and Kathy while I was at Corolla's. And then I had Joe, Clara, Hannah, and Bob Seed. And Bob Seed was very good. Bob Seed, a lot of what you couldn't quite ask the others, you could ask Bob. And he had a different approach to it. And therefore, and everybody, of course, brings something different to the work and has a different way of looking at it, has a different way of using it. And so having had all those teachers was very special.
So I went over there, 939 8th Avenue, and I presented myself and met Joe and Clara and Hannah, and that changed my life. I started 2 times a week for 6 years almost, from New Haven to New York, 2 lessons a week. And you would get Hannah like full-time. They were like the 3 Musketeers. They worked very closely together. And you would get Hannah mostly to follow you. Clara and Joe, we weave in and out of people's lessons. They didn't just stay all the way. Joe was by now 80 years old, and 1960, and Hannah was probably 70, maybe, or more. And so you went into that studio, and it was the plainest place. It had no personality. It was square in shape and very square. It had no anything of beauty, no flowers, no nothing. It was just a place to work. And that was it. That was the intention. Nobody fooled around on the floor. Nobody talked between their mats, you know, what goes on nowadays. Nothing was going on kibitzing in the dressing room. You just went and you changed and you left. And very different. We're so much freer now. But he meant you go there to work. That was what he cared about.